everybody, Dean Young Home Tech. Hope everybody's doing good. Saturday afternoon, heading home. And I have one this morning in Asheboro and then from Asheboro to Eden. So it's making for a long day for me. And it's been a long week. Been doing a lot of threes, which I've mentioned before that I do not like to do threes. And I will do threes, but it all depends on what I've got scheduled. But a lot of times that it doesn't matter if it's a slab or condo or not, because issues in the home are issues in the home, and I have no control over that. So it can make out for a long inspection or longer than average. So you have to stick it out and push through and still give the client a good report. So sometimes I may be a little late, but majority of the people show up at the end of the inspection anyway. But so yeah, today wasn't too bad. My mind is just between doing threes and then people wanting their termite report and their mold air quality reports and their water sample reports, and I'm only human, and I can only afford to pay so many people right now. I'm doing a lot of inspections, but at the same time, I've got other obligations and things in line that I'm paying for, and so forth. And I'm looking to hire somebody. I'm just not having much response, and it is what it is. So I'm trying to find other alternatives to make things work, but it is what it is. Let's take one day at a time. That's all I can do. But sometimes it's overwhelming to be covered up with so much. One person, and I've got Vanessa, but she hasn't been doing this long to be proficient enough to know everything and how to do everything. And I can show her certain days and times for different situations when they come up, because a lot of situations are going to be different. But she's learning slowly, and we're getting there. This is just my second year by myself, so things happen and they fall into place. I'm not complaining at all, but I'm just kind of letting people know my point of view. I'm not a robot. I'm only human, and I can only get things to you as quick as I can, just like anybody else. And I just ask for patience and understanding. That's all I can do. So with that said, next week is filling up quick, and I'm starting my day off Monday with 3 inspections, and it's the only day I've got off this week is Sunday to rest and get myself restored and energized and ready to go. But so we'll see. I've been starting at 8:30, and I already know that Saturdays are 8 o'clock days, but just this past week it's been a long week, and I've just lost track of everything. And this morning I thought that it was 8:30 still, and it was actually 8 o'clock. So I ran about 15 minutes behind, but it didn't you know, make any issues or anything like that. The buyer and the agent, you know, showed up later in the inspection, and I still took my time and went through everything as normal. Just running a little late. Got a truck in front of me. I don't know if he's having issues or what, but he's crawling here. He is crawling. He would need to pull over so I could go around or whatever, but anyway. So that was a good inspection. I'm telling you, I'm just so tired. I'm just so this buyer, I believe, was from Las Vegas, so moving to Randolph County, and totally different culture here in Randolph County as from Vegas, and totally different environment and all that good stuff. So I just walked him through everything. He had a 90s house, and this 90s house had, some people pronounce EIFS. I believe the correct pronunciation is EIFS, E-I-F-S, I believe. Material cladding back in the 90s, similar to stucco, and when you knock on it, it has like a hollow sound, and that's what I got, was a hollow sound. I do have a statement, 2 statements from the state of North Carolina that I put in the report to have a professional fully evaluate the material. Now that is a big liability as far as testing. So you need somebody that this is something they do on a regular basis, and they have full knowledge of doing it, because it requires special tools and equipment to do the testing of the EIFS material, stucco-like material. You have to have a prod, a certain metering device with a prod system, and there's a certain area that you're going to prod into, and you're going to look for moisture, and that moisture may be getting into the framing system of the home, the framing structure of the home, which could be causing moisture damage. So it is a big liability, and the specialist normally, from my understanding, is they carry around different types or variations of different colors of sealant to seal the holes which were tested. You're not going to test in one area. There's going to be various areas of the exterior cladding that are going to be tested. So it sounds kind of boring, but as for me explaining it, it's kind of boring. But it is, it's a big liability issue. That's why I include the statement and have the proper professional fully evaluate the cladding of that system, stucco EIFS system. Also, another thing in the same house was polybutylene, and I believe I've discussed polybutylene before with you guys. It's a bluish gray type pipe. From the 70s up to the 90s, it was widely used in a lot of areas. They say the pipe, you get leaks and all that good stuff, causing ruptures and damage. But I've never seen a pipe, the supply line pipe itself, ever rupture. I've always seen it at the joints and fittings, and I think it was the Zern fittings and some other type fittings that were they were bad. The brass fittings, they were crack and split. To me, I think that was the issue, but it may have something to do with the thickness of the pipe. I'm not sure. With the bands, and then the pipe itself maybe cause an issue. I'm not sure, but regardless, there is a defect, and I just ask that it be fully evaluated, because just because it's been there since the 90s and it's never leaked, it don't mean it's not going to happen. You could have something that's on the defective list, it's never had a defect, but there's just that chance that it's going to rupture, or there's going to be a defect at some point. So that was another thing in that home. I'm trying to think if there's any other 90s defects. 90s was not a good year on products. There's a lot of other products out there in the 90s that were made and manufactured that there's issues with. But that was a pretty good inspection overall. I mean, he did have foundation vents on a patio slab, which I thought was really awkward, and there was signs of pooling, or evidence suggested that there was pooling water stains there. There was a basement, but there was the access to it was, there's a drop ceiling, and on the perimeter there is an access, but the drop ceiling is halfway in between, so there's no way to open the door to gain access into the crawl space. So I had to waive the crawl space, but I did put a statement, because I've got the foundation vent weld statement, you know, moisture intrusion, ventilation, blah, blah, blah. There more than likely is going to be some moisture intrusion, fungal growth, moisture lime, moisture soil, efflorescence, anything that moisture can do, you know, fungal growth, and there could be some staining, or if there's insulation, there could be tattered insulation. They just need to get somebody that can remove some way that part of the panel, because it's right in between the door. I don't know, maybe well, obviously they put the ceiling in after the door was there installed, so it's a drop ceiling. They got to remove that framing some way to get that door open to access that. But so there's probably going to be potential issues in that. It's just a one little section crawl space, just a half crawl space. Not, you know, there was a basement that was finished, and we just set up a radon there. And my last one was in Eden, pretty nice property. Not a lot going on there, and nothing set up there. Actually, my property in Asheboro, I've got to do a full panel water sample, but being that today is Saturday, when I go pick up the radon on Monday, I'm going to grab that water sample and get it to the lab. It's going to be, Monday's going to be 3 inspections, do a water sample, and run into Asheboro and blah blah blah. It's going to be a long day. I think Vanessa may be able to pick up that radon and grab that water sample for me, so I'm not really stressing about it. But between the both of us, it's just a lot of driving. So, guys doing? I was like, just past a guy, like at the edge of the woods, and I drove by and he pointed at some underwear hanging from a tree limb. Very, very weird. And I looked in my rear view. Looks like he was shaking up something, maybe some spray paint or something. I don't know. It's weird. It's almost like something you would have in a dream. Weird. But Yeah, I'm about to pull up, man. I was late this morning, about 15 minutes, and I left the house and I didn't even have anything to eat or drink or nothing, man. I just took off, and so now I've got the shakes. Need to get me something. But yeah, go in here and tab out my reports here, and grab me something to eat. 100. Got some new radon cards. Some new ones here. This is what I leave when I drop off a radon. I've got some other new ones. I don't know. They're in the door. And then I've got some new brochures. I think you guys have seen my new brochures. These are my new brochures coming to an office near you on some downtime this late fall and winter. Be hitting the offices up. This is the try brochure here with some information about home tech, our certifications, about the inspection, what our inspection includes, our contact info, some testimonials, and all that great marketing stuff. Pens, got a bunch of pens. Still got tons of the sanitizer. If you guys want some, let me know so I can get rid of it. I think COVID's about over with, you think? So get rid of that. I think that's it. I don't know. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching, man. I know it's been a couple days. I haven't been in touch, but my mind just couldn't handle it. Right now, I'm still kind of feel like I'm having a hangover for just looking at so much stuff. You know, 2-3 days in a row of 3 inspections a day. Your mind is, and then getting home and doing them, and then everybody wanting their termite reports and this report and that report. And I mean, I've got 3 days to do it, you know, but then that's just going to back me up and make things complicated. I'm required, you know, within 72 hours of the inspection. So when people hound me from a report, really they're just wasting their time, because I'm allowed by the state 3 days to get you that report. But out of courtesy and just want to be efficient, I go ahead and get that done for everybody. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get in here and get me something to eat and get these reports done. Enjoy the rest of my Saturday, and hopefully you guys are having a great weekend, enjoying this weather. It's beautiful, it's awesome. Spend time with your family, your friends, enjoy it while you can. That's it, man. Love you guys. Thank you so much for watching. 336-989-8185 for schedule at hometechnc.com, and visit our Greensboro Inspector webpage, Greensboro Inspector, to see sample reports and download our seller's checklist. The seller's checklist is very important, and it helps not only me, but it helps fellow inspectors in the field. Makes things become more easily accessible to us and out of the way, and makes things go a lot smoother. Just gives us access to areas that we would maybe not have access to, and helps you guys have things done that you may not even think of, to be one less thing to report on. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you so much for watching Dean Young Home Tech.